Welcome to the Out on Loan podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeffrey, joined by my lovely co-host today in the Isaac Hausen. Uh, Amazing opening day recap that we got going today. I mean, we just had the opening games for the 2026 World Cup, which is here now. It's live, it's present, and we're just so excited to kind of recap just amazing last few games that have happened, including last night's just stellar performance. I mean, Isaac, I couldn't tell you how much I had to stay quiet just because the fam were sleeping and stuff. It is 9 p.m. at Eastern time here when the USA played against Paraguay for their opening match at SoFi Stadium and down in LA. Fortunately, of course, I traveled to New York while the USA's opening game is in LA, which I tried to make it happen, but I just couldn't be able to. But stellar 4-1 win for USA. We'll get into that real quick. Canada drew 1-1 against Bosnia. And then we also had obviously the opening matchup, which was Mexico up against South Africa, almost like a rematch from last 2010's World Cup between Mexico and South Africa. But how are you feeling about this? Is the afternoon after yesterday's performance, which was just oh my god. I think we're gonna open up with USA. I think we have to. I mean, it just makes sense. The question mark surrounding this team right now is was that the best performance of all time for the USMNT in a World Cup game. I mean, we're not talking about the impact of it or just the importance of the matchup because it is an opening game, but we've seen, Donovan come in, round of 16 matchups. We've seen obviously the 1990s, but we weren't there to watch that team in 94. Obviously, we just weren't alive during those times. And even when we were doing our trivias back in like the early 30s, 60s, 70s, 80s, almost like the more years past was this I think in the modern era, this is probably like their greatest ever performance I think I've ever seen that. I'm being serious. I don't know. What are your thoughts, man?
I would agree. I'm trying to remember the exact date. I'm trying to search up right now. There was that World Cup run. I think we're one of the quarters, or I think quarters runs we had in like maybe the early 2000s. I think there was one where we beat like a very good Portugal side that I think might have had like title contention. I think that's the one people I've seen had used a lot as maybe kind of the counter to that. But I would certainly agree with that. Yeah, especially from World Cup game, especially just, I mean, recency bias. You're going off of 2022. Obviously, there's no 2018, and then you're going back to 2014, which you obviously have the little run there in 2014. You kind of get out of the group of death, and you have some fun games there. You have some great goals, but yeah, I'd say so. That Ghana, I mean, you have like some game winners in there. Like you have obviously some close ones, but that maybe like you had that high of like scoring a game winner. But I think from like a top down performance, this is the best we've looked. I think you jokingly said before we came on here, like this team was looking like prime Real Madrid coming from you, and coming from a Real Madrid fan. That obviously that means a lot. You're not throwing that around if you don't mean it in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I just think Pep got everything right. I know I had talked a lot about the roster in general, although I do think, I mean, I cleared up some stuff about the attack. This is the strongest roster we can put out. I mean, you can debate about the goalie. I think that's just a whatever. Who do you each prefer? I think everyone has valid reasons for why. I think really between Freese and Turner, Freese didn't really have a lot to do. Obviously, he gave up the goal, but not necessarily going to put any blame on him for that. I mean, Freeman looked amazing, especially in that first half. He made some mistakes by the end of the game, but that's whatever. I think his first 60 to 70 minutes were absolutely phenomenal. Richards looked great. Robinson, linking up with Pulisic in that first half, I think, let alone with Tillman in midfield, they looked very dynamic. I think being able to watch two full halves of Pulisic will be very fun in this tournament. I mean, we'll see how much time he gets against Australia. Balogun. I know we were talking about it in the group chat. I gotta, no offense, I'll give myself some praise for this one. I was like, no, he is our
Yeah,
striker. I think he had
I
scored
I can
in
vouch.
over half the goals in April, and I think he was maybe not. I don't know if they're player of the month in March, but I know he had a goal. I think in more than half their games in March as well. Had just had a really good final stretch of that year, and I figured, especially with his link up play, which I think you saw a lot of, especially his decision making and sort of the runs he makes into the box. He's not really one that sort of likes to hug around that post and sort of sitting there. He likes to make those late dashing runs. I mean, you obviously saw that with the signal. That's how he got. That's how the U.S. went up 2-0. You even had a few good finishes, honestly, when that were offside as well. So I think he looked extremely dynamic. I think he is our striker, and that's no diss to Pepe. I think I even mentioned as well. I mean, to have Pepe off the bench, to have him as someone you can get 40 minutes if you need be, if you need to switch up something in attack, maybe change the formation, you need two strikers out there. I think even maybe aerial wise, I think Pepe might even be better. So if you have a situation where you need it more for that, I think it's also great to have the flexibility for that. I mean, you also have Haji Wright as well, he's no slouch. We'll see. I'd assume he'd be sticking around for Coventry. It'd be nice if he's playing Premier League football. I mean, Des didn't get a goal or an assist, but I think he looked also maybe our most dynamic going forward. I mean, in those full 70 something, whatever minutes. I mean, McKennie looked amazing. Just everyone looked amazing. I think it's like you said, I just haven't seen a better performance from us in my lifetime that I can remember.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to the home people down in LA. Absolute standouts from the celebrities that pulled up to, I mean a few of them. I'm not gonna get full political here, but a few of the celebrities that pulled up. I know we had George Lucas down there, so I just love seeing like the fact that some of the not the memes, but some of like titles that Fox has been putting out, like it's, George Walker, Jesus Christ, George Lucas came out and saw like a Jedi in at live performance, and he was absolutely amazing. I mean, he looked like a fucking Jedi out there, as they like to call him.
What did
I
you
thought the
think of
atmosphere.
What did you
No, go
think of
ahead.
Justin Trudeau not going to Canada? He was with Katy Perry
Hey
for the
man, look,
U.S. game. That's your former prime minister. I mean, I'll let the Canadians discuss that one. That's not my business. I guess
yeah,
I am
that's none of my.
being the
That is, I
stirring the
mean,
drama by bringing it up, but
yeah, I
interesting.
mean, we can talk a bit about Canada. I mean, they didn't look weren't that spectacular in their opening game as well. But I mean, who would you rather be watching that Canadian team or hanging out with Katy Perry? I mean, I know my choice right there. Um, But no, even
I
the
love
fans too.
that.
I mean, I was I'll look, I'll take the hit. I mean, Arutra got me covered here when he told me like, no, it's like it's LA, more traffic, people. It's still early. I thought it was gonna be an empty stadium. I just wasn't happy that the opening ceremony was just kind of like empty seats and stuff. But especially when you have Future, Tyler, you have Katy Perry performing, all this type of things. Like I want a little bit more, but hey, man, I get it. You're there for the sport, you're there for the game, and they absolutely turned out. The national anthem too, I thought was sung beautifully. Got emotional through that. As I said, I've never felt patriotic like that in my life. Um, but going back to the game, I mean, I've watched massive performances. I think when we beat in Mexico, obviously that game against Uruguay as well. The win was just very impressive. But like we've always said, like these are teams that you should be smacking up because we believe that we've had the talent. This is the roster, the golden roster that we've been waiting for, and we came in very negatively, only based on the fact that our form has been so bad, and the fact that this should be our golden generation. I was waiting for a game, a performance, a moment to really say, like, I mean, I'm not saying those Mexico results weren't incredible or all these type of things because they were incredible, they were awesome, but it was like we need to be a top team. We need to have our big moment for this roster of golden generations that are spread out around Europe, in Spain, in England, in France, in Germany, and everywhere that you can, in the Italian league. Like these are talents that we're waiting to see. And we came in so negatively, but they came in and shocked us all. We did not expect this. I did not expect this coming. I had a feeling we were gonna win, we were gonna fight, but not in the most dominant fashion that we did it, the most convincing fashion I've seen a team do it at this World Cup so far between the hosting nations. I know Mexico got their 2-0 comfortable win against South Africa, but that's South Africa. Canada, they drew 1-1 against that against a top one of the top European teams in Bosnia, who will have an amazing fan base. But we just went out there at our home soil and dismantled. And this is for the haters. This is for the haters that have been saying, like, oh, it was against this Paraguay team that didn't play great. Guys, this Paraguay team went out and got results against Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina. This is a top CONMEBOL team. A top CONMEBOL team. This is a no joke of a team. They're one of the top defensive teams in that CONMEBOL nation. And the reason why they look so bad is not because they were bad. We made them look bad because we were so good. I mean, everything from Poch, tactically, the runs that Balogun was making, the fact that he started this at the wings, the fact that he had his wingers on the touchline to be able to give more space and verticality on the whiffs, to get those players inside those pocket zones between Pulisic, McKennie, and even like Freeman. I mean, Tillman was absolutely fucking amazing. I mean, that was just not because Paraguay was bad. I mean, yes, they probably could have done better in certain things, but in my opinion, from what I saw in the game, we were too good. Every time the counter press, we were able to win the ball back. And the one thing that I've said to these guys after that one performance is, holy shit, we are physically one of the most dominant teams that we have because we have full on pace, runs in the middle, and just athleticism. I mean, Adams was amazing. McKennie was amazing. Tillman was amazing. Freeman was all of those four, like I know some of them are fullbacks and stuff, but they drift into the wide zone. So you have Robinson in there, and then Pulisic was just when players say they enter like freeze, like the free state, or what's
Flow
the
state.
term? Flow state. There you go. Flow state. Yeah, he was in flow state. Like he looked like Eden Hazard out there. So just
You know, I'm,
spectacular from the whole team, man. And I want people to give this team more credit. And I am now so confident for the next two games. I think against Australia, we dominate them. We dominate. And mind you, this is a top defensive South American team. Like, and we ripped them apart. We ripped them apart because our athleticism and our runs was just too much. And mind you, the home ground too, the heat that we are accustomed to playing with, the cold that we're accustomed to playing with. I'm really I maybe I should have probably put us. I'm really confident against now in that last game against Turkey.
yeah,
I
you
really
were.
am because I think we can get a result against Australia. Like I'm so confident we get a result against Australia, and I'm really confident now against that Turkey result. And we got to see how Turkey look because I know they play tonight at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So I wish I was back home West Coast just to watch that 9 p.m. game. That would have been a blast. But
Yeah, you guys are getting a little easier over there. I'm assuming what's the first game starting? Like noon or 1 o'clock ish or
yeah,
something
like
over there, technically.
we get it
That's
at three.
nice.
But hey, at least we get a 6 p.m. prime time.
I do like that.
That is a really good like that 6 p.m. prime time. Brazil versus Morocco is gonna be nice, but
But no, I mean it's interesting you talk about with Paraguay, especially their manager. Did you see the quote from him? I don't know if it was today or last night, sort of about the U.S. approach. I mean, he kind of it backs up sort of what you talked about. Yeah, he chalked it up to sort of the complexity, sort of like our style. And he said they dominated tactically, technically and physically. They create a pentagon in midfield. They have a solution to every problem. That was sort of the quote that we heard a lot, that you heard a lot of coming out of it, and I think you saw that sort of in the style of play. And like you said, it was just something different. And I think, as you noted, I mean, it's not a Colombo team that, if I remember correctly, was efficient in scoring a lot of goals. I think they scored like under a goal per game in other Colombo games. But I
yeah.
think since Alfaro took over, they had like a disastrous start. What was it, like 3 losses in like their first whatever? I think they only had 1 loss in their last like 10 or 12 so games since Alfaro, or since the manager change. And like you said, they were just dominant defensively. Like you said, talked about all the results that they
Yeah.
went in and got.
And that
And
was the
all those
thing
games
that
came with under 30. I think they didn't have higher than 29% possession in all of those 3 wins between like Uruguay, like Brazil and Argentina and all that.
yeah.
And they played
And the
just like that in this game. And we just simply outplayed them.
we ripped them apart. Exactly. And I think that was the thing that I knew we were gonna get a result. I had a feeling we were gonna win because it's the opening game and I knew Paraguay are not this great offensive team. So that's where I want to see us against probably Australia, who probably do have a little bit more of attacking prowess that I would be more scared of from what I've seen from them in past World Cups, and then obviously Turkey will be the big test when we head
Yeah.
into those round of 16 quarterfinal matchups, round of 32, all this type of things. We'll see how we go up against them because that's going to be the offensive prowess that we have to go up against. But again, what I was so impressed to see was we were able to rip them, and we should have scored 5 or 6. I'm being completely serious. We should have had like 5 or 6 goals. Balogun should have had a hat trick. Pulisic was probably bound to get a goal too. But I just feel like tactically we just dominated. Like that's the beauty of Posh. Like they literally were playing like Spurs and the Real Madrid in a sense. I know I said Real Madrid, but that's because I feel like I love the way the wingers and the fullbacks were just combining in those pockets and runs and stuff. And Balogun was just dropping deep as well to give those spaces as well. So it was just a great approach by Poch. I we got to give him credit. We've been very critical with the selections and all these type of things. The fact that he might leave, but look, man, if you can get us into a quarterfinals, man,
Mm-hmm.
the way playing like this on home ground and we can get something, knock out a big nation. I mean, what more can I say thank you for if you do like leave or anything like that?
And I think you
But
also
yeah,
make it enticing for the next manager that wants to come in. And I think that's also a huge part. I think I did hold that against Poch a lot to begin with, but I do think if he can lay a lot of groundwork for then another maybe successful or another maybe young manager that does want to take on the challenge of leading it for the next 4 to 10 years, whatever that cycle may be, I'll definitely take that.
no, definitely. And I just have to. I mean, I'm still like, wow. Like I'm sorry. I like we just have to praise this team. That was just really good. Like, I can't
Mm-hmm.
get wrapped around my head how good we looked, the way we played. Like like I said, you always have to start. For me in the World Cup, in these groups, especially if you're like one of the favorites, you need to start off well. just so that you get that confidence for the next two. You get that rhythm. You know who's going to start the next game. You don't have any doubts about what's going to happen. And you're now a little bit more calm now because now you're like, okay, we've tested ourselves with this game. We have this next big matchup. Let's go in. We're confident. If they would have gotten a draw or something, I would have been so nervous now for Turkey and Australia. We couldn't even break them down. But we broke down an elite defensive team. Like I've seen that. That team is no joke when it comes to defense. And that was my one theory. It's like maybe we'll get 2 to 3, um, but we could have had like 6 or something like that. Okay, like we would have 6 to 8 goals around. I'm not gonna do 6. I'm tired of that. But no, it was just an amazing performance, and I'm just so happy that we have a lineup. Pulisic looks to be back. Um, hopefully, if he's not too hurt.
It was just all
Um,
precaution. They said it
Yeah, it
was
was
just
just not the
completely they
caution.
wanted to
Yeah,
give him
like
rest.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, hopefully, it's like not like how some teams say it's nothing serious, and then like a minute later, like, oh yeah, no, he's probably gonna be out for like the rest of the tournament. It's like, yeah, but I think that was more of a precaution. Um, and no, man, I'm just like, wow, man, like I've never celebrated I haven't celebrated that long in a long time for a team before, in soccer, just being amazed. I mean, the way we were able to dictate the game too in certain moments, just recover that first half, man. I'll tell my grandkids, like, where were you when you saw USA like literally dominate Paraguay in the opening game? I'm hoping we do the same thing against Australia, and then if we get a result against Turkey and go undefeated this group, man, I will, man, dude, oh man, just beautiful performance. But just a quick little break here before we move on from USA. As always, please go out and show love to Robinson Pictures. I can't wait for the more content we're going to work out throughout the summer as World Cup heads comes in and approaches and all these type of things. So shout out to you, my man. But kind of moving away now from USA. Obviously, it was an amazing matchup between uh, just an amazing performance. Uh, Mexico. I think we can start off with Mexico. I think we have to the obviously the arch nemesis to the USA and all these type of things.
L3.
L3. Awesome environment as well. Awesome ambience from some of the fans down there for their opening tournament. Um, yeah, no, I love the passion that they showed. We knew they were gonna come in very hostile, very energetic. We know how Mexican fans are. They're the most passionate, one of the most passionate out there in Concacaf and all these type of things. Um, I just don't think we've seen enough from them just yet. Only because I think South Africa were just absolutely atrocious. I really embarrassing performance from South Africa. We could have gotten a little bit more. But Mexico took care of business, and that's all that you can really say to yourself as one of the top Concacaf teams. Obviously, home stadium, home advantage, and all these type of things with the fans and stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm waiting to see them probably against the other team in their group, which will probably be South Korea. I thought they looked amazing as well. I don't know if you caught that game too.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be
Yeah,
their
that was
biggest
for me.
test.
That's still the game of the tournament so far. I think like the U.S. is like a 4-1 emotion wise. Like I think riding that high, some of the great goals, but like top down play between the two sides, how like tightly contested it was. That Korea Chechnya game was the best. But no, I mean going back to that Mexico game, they took care of business. I think that's like the easiest thing you have to say with this tournament. Like getting that first win. What's the status? Like you're 85, 80. What? It's like some insane percent chance to move on once you win the first like the first round or first group game. I think the squad looked good. They didn't. I don't know. I think you would like to see what they look like when they're tested a bit more defensively, and I think the refereeing didn't help a little bit. Like I think that ref was the record on Montero at the end was just a bit sus. I think maybe I guess with how the game played, I think that's like it's obviously a foul. It's probably very much a yellow, a straight red. That's interesting as well. I don't know. I mean, I was really happy for Jimenez to score. I mean, with all the stuff he's gone through, especially the head injury, almost having to retire. I mean, I know Joe not like close to death. I think even at one point, I know people kind of joke about that, but I think it was very serious at one point. To now getting his first World Cup goal at home, I think you said exactly like even more than the U.S., even more than Canada, Mexico brought the vibes. I think I saw people like the hot reactions were like, why can't the entire tournament be held in Mexico? And there's to a certain degree, I kind of agree with that, and just the aspect of, like it's just a footballing nation, and I think sometimes people can forget about it. I don't think we do. I think even just seeing it through CONCACAF, we're quite used to it. But even European fans, I think even just the embrace. You've seen how well South Korean and Mexico fans have gotten along. I'm assuming you've been seeing all the videos coming
Yes.
out
Oh my
in
god.
Mexico.
That's something we gotta
Uh,
talk about after we recap Canada. But no, dude, I love that. I mean, I was telling my family here. I was like, look. I can hear the stadium. And then I saw the videos prior how like some Korean fans were even at that opening Mexico game. I was like, dude, they're gonna bring such a bond together. And I love to see it. I don't know how that's gonna work out when they match up. I don't. Do you know when they next match up? Because that's when the
I can
friendship is
check.
gonna have to like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to part away here. Like almost
I
some
saw a
type
video
of
today
Love
before
Island.
like hopping on. I think they were singing Gangnam Style together, like celebrating
Yeah,
South
Gangnam
Korea's
Style in the
win.
clubs too, dude. Shout out to Mexico fans. That's the beauty of the sport, man. That's the beauty of it. Shout out to Freddie too. Have you heard the whole Freddie journey that he's been on in Europe? Everyone's been talking
Oh
about it
yes, they play the 18th. Sorry, in 5 days,
in
9
5 days.
p.m. South Korea, Mexico.
Yeah, that's gonna be a. I think for me, like that's gonna be a tough game for Mexico. I think the way South Korea played. I mean, we've kind of talked about how
Oh, they were
a lot
amazing.
of the Asian teams are very like disciplined in that sense, like very tactical in the way in which they're very disciplined. We've talked about Japan's style and in the way like remember how Matoma went to school just to learn how to dribble. Like those are the type of things that I'm talking about when it comes to like the tactical things that some of these Asian teams go into. Korea, Japan, um, and some of the other teams as well that I'm blanking on. But no, I am and they have a few technical players, and obviously they have Sun in there, and then some of the PSG players in there as well. And I think there's a Wolves player in there, the striker who I
But
thought was
there's a lot of there's a lot of Wolves talk in that game
a
in
lot
general.
of
I know we
Wolves
were joking
players.
about it
Yeah,
in the chat.
that team is so stacked with players that watch out Mexico. Like that support you've been giving them is it's gonna be a tough one. So I think whoever wins that, I think gets top of the group. Because I think Korea are gonna smoke South Africa. They got the job done against Czechia. And I think for Mexico, they're going to be tested by Czechia if they do play in the last one, only because
Mhm.
that Czechia defense is going to be tough with physicality and stuff. I just don't think Czechia are going to be enough, so I think Mexico take that. But
Yeah, poor
I
game
think
from like
Korea
Czech.
can
We
bring
like
it
a
to
lot
them.
more
I
going
think Korea
forward.
can bring it to them. And that Montes
Yeah,
loss is big too.
yeah.
Yeah. But quickly with Freddie, man, just to give some updates on Freddie. I think right now did you see the new updates? He's going to see what's the singer's name? Ella Langley, I think that's her name.
See, jokingly, I saw some people calling him a CIA op. I don't think he's a CIA op, but like I saw jokingly, that's the part where like it is funny sometimes. Like this, so quickly it happens. There's a little bit of, but like I don't know. I can't speak much for country music. I don't know if I've listened to a single one of her songs. So I wasn't
Oh,
she
I
like
did.
on
No,
like
go ahead.
SNL? Maybe no. I thought maybe she was like on SNL or something like that, or they
Oh
had
no,
like I don't
she's
know.
apparently she's like one of the. I don't know her as well because I'm not that big into the music thing and stuff as well like you. But I think she's like a very like I think she came out with a new album or something like that. Like a very popular like country singer. I think or I don't know.
Sure,
I can't fact check. I know
I'm sure better than Jelly
she's a
Roll. I'll
all I can say is she's a recognizable singer who just
yes.
came out with some new song or album. He likes the new song when they were playing the radio and stuff. He got shouted out on the radio station in I think Louisiana or somewhere around that East Coast time. And that same artist is bringing him onto one of her concerts that he will be traveling to. So
Mm,
he's got that. I think Sexy Red also told him like, "Hey, if you pull up, you got a free ticket to my show." I think he was in New Orleans and Louisiana.
two
I know we
polar
have history
opposites.
down there. I know we have history. We were down there for Super Bowl Radio Row. We know how beautiful that place is. So
I
he
know
got
you
to
know how
visit.
beautiful that place is. That's all I'll say.
So I know I went to go visit. He went to go visit. Obviously, the amazing stadium from the New Orleans Pelicans, from the New Orleans Saints, and then obviously the Pelican Stadium as well. I can't remember the stadium names right now. I'm kind of blanking because I'm just so focused on World Cup right now. But hopefully, he had a good time. Is there any place you want him to go visit? Like he's been going everywhere. I know he had a great time at Bucky's. Uh, Obviously, he's gonna meet some
Yeah.
of these peoples and stuff. What was it? He was so amazed by ranch too. Like, oh my god, these Europeans
If
are
you do go to PA, you got to go to Sheets and Wawa for anyone out there in like the PA or like New Jersey area. Like that's a big discussion I know that comes up a lot. So I think that'd be interesting. I think to get a European's opinion, be very neutral. So Sheets and Wawa, it's always biased. I mean, when you're from PA, you always have a preference if you're like Philly, Pittsburgh area. So like I'd like to see them try that. I'm always biased. Even being a vegetarian, you gotta you visit the falls, get some real buffalo wings in Buffalo, New York. Really can't go wrong really anywhere you go. So I'd be interested to see if any Europeans on their way to Canada kind of make a little pit stop. It's far away. I don't think if you'd ever do it, but why not go visit Mount Rushmore? Go why not go like full American? That or like the Grand Canyon. I don't think you can really go more American than
Oh
visiting
yeah,
maybe either. I guess maybe DC, of course, but that's a little
certainly.
obvious.
Yeah, I can't. I know I've seen some of fans down in the West Coast, they've been getting some In and Out, so I can't wait to see him try the In
Yes.
and Out and get the good prices down there. Definitely has to go down there. Can't wait to see him visit Skid Row in LA. I think that would be interesting for him to see. Can't wait for him to see how he's gonna like. I don't know if he's played GTA, so he'll probably be like, man, bro, if he does come down to Cali for a game, oh my god, the way he's gonna see like all the GTA landmarks and stuff like that, that would be so funny. What has been your favorite like European story so far? Before we close out with Canada, real quick, like what has been your favorite video that you've seen before? Like seen so far on social media. I've been seeing the Brazil fans are here in NYC taking over, so I can't wait to see that. I will be heading to the city tomorrow to record some content for the Managing Madrid podcast, so I can't wait for that too.
Nice.
But I know Ecuador is playing tomorrow as well. They're gonna have their
Hmm.
opening game, so I can't wait to be there around 7 p.m. to watch that. Unless the city is completely destroyed by tonight, because we have Brazil potentially winning today at their opening game today against Morocco at MetLife. Um,
We need
and
to
then
see
you
if New
have
York survives
Knicks
tonight.
game
Yeah.
five. I know, and then you have Knicks game five tonight, where they could potentially just clinch the title here and there, and then City is just going to go absolutely berserk. There's a potential where we might see NYC get absolutely.
Because like you think too, if you're the Knicks, you're like celebrating for a little bit and then you're flying back like right. You got to be getting to New York as soon as possible just to
Awesome.
celebrate with everybody because you're shutting the
Oh
city
yeah,
down.
yeah, they're gonna shut the city down. I don't know how this. I don't NYC right now. Like traffic looks
Like
awful.
how do you like
So
even the mayor like Zoran wants that like not wants it to be shut down but like wants the next championship. Like what are you? How
yeah,
do you
I know.
gauge
So it's
that?
like,
Like
damn, bro. Like, dude, I love the city, but we need a. But like, oh
it's
my
side talks content. Oh my god, are those it's gonna be
This,
going
oh
crazy
my god,
if
it's
they
gonna be
win.
emotional and crazy. Like I can't wait to see that. But no, I was texting Cameron. Shout out to Cameron. I usually don't
Shout out
shout
to
him out.
Cameron Melendez.
Shout out to Mr. Cameron Melendez. We were talking about today, or a few days ago. I'm like, dude, I don't think Brazilians are ready to see what they're gonna see today if the Knicks win, bro. Like I think Maddie FC, very famous content creator in uh, Little United fan. Shout out to United. Um, he called them animals. Like I don't think Brazilian fans are ready to see the animals that are in NYC if the Knicks do claim the championship. So we were talking about it, like, dude, I don't know what they're gonna see some things that can compete with the crazy European teams. So I can't wait for them to see that. I'm hoping for the Knicks win just to see the barrage of
Hmm.
pray for NYP today. Pray for NYPD. If Brazil do win today and the Brazilians go take over NYC tonight, they're probably gonna have to go take over New Jersey real quick, and then they have to worry about New York City, because then after like 30 minutes the game ends, you're gonna have the Knicks potentially winning the championship. So
How many do you
pray
think
for
are calling
NYC
off of work
tonight.
though? If
What
you're
you
if
say?
you're NYPD, wouldn't you just call off of work and be like, "Hey, sorry, I'd rather celebrate. I can't make it today." Are you getting paid overtime? Are you getting like double pay? Like I hope they get
Double,
something extra.
look, hey, bro, look. I'll be happy. I'll be watching my phone, and then I gotta stop their families. That's all I gotta do. I'll be doing that. Well, I'll get triple paid. I better get triple paid today.
Hey, it's crazy if they win it in San Antonio, but I'm just saying hypothetically. Imagine they lose and then they win it though. Imagine winning it in New York City, winning it at MSG, like with
Yeah,
the World Cup still going on. That's also going to be crazy there too.
that's gonna be insane. But then that's when I feel bad for French fans, because they're gonna see something. You know how then we're gonna see the crazy. You know how we've always complimented like the Paris Saint
The
Germain
French
fans.
ultras, we need some French
French
ultras there to be celebrating with them. Although that's gonna
with
be interesting because you're gonna have Wemby there, so
that's
like
why I
I don't
want
really know how
Brazil.
that works.
That's what I want to see. Like we're gonna, if the Knicks win today and Brazil do win too, we're gonna see the Brazilian fans join in NYC and
Okay.
the Knicks fans. We're gonna see like some Brazil flags out there. I want to see that. But honestly, it's probably more of a Knicks thing. Like the Knicks fans probably deserve that more than Brazil fans, honestly. Because
Yeah.
Brazil, I've seen, I think Brazil. I've won more recently a major trophy more than Knicks fans. Like it's been in 2002 that Brazil
Like
won
50
their
something
last
years
World
for the
Cup.
Knicks.
Yeah, and it'll be 50 something years. So maybe they shouldn't, but maybe we'll see like a Brazilian Knicks fans out there like bringing the flags and stuff. Maybe they might come together and just destroy the city.
Yeah.
But and if they do have to play on Game 6 on Tuesday, then um, yeah, good luck, man.
Good
That's
luck.
even worse,
We
because
all
then you
need
have the
Spider Man.
French ultras coming in with the Knicks fans. Oh, it's game over. And if there's a Game 7,
Whew.
win or lose, dude. I don't know who's playing that game or who's the big nation for these fan festivals, but it's raps. It's raps.
Mm-hmm.
But Canada, real quick, as we end off the show here. Canada,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on their performance?
Yeah, I'm like
Oh,
I'm
real
a
quick,
little more
I'm so
optimistic.
sorry. Real
Yeah,
quick before, as always, please follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok as we get more World Cup content in there. I can't wait for tomorrow, especially for Ecuador. I will be shooting some content down there with the Ecuadorian fans. I think they'll be like what the second or third. I think the third nation to play into to open up the World Cup for CONMEBOL. So I I also gotta say this too, man. I wish Peru was playing in this, bro. I can't believe they opened up an extra spot for us and we couldn't make at least the top five.
Yeah.
Because if we were here, bro, I'm telling you, we're taking over every country again. Because you know how crazy bus Peruvians get. Like we're probably, I'm not being biased when I say this. We're probably a top five fan base. Not a nation, but I think as a fan base, how like packed we can get. We compete with the Colombians, we compete with the Argentinians, we compete with the Brazilians in terms of like bringing in numbers. So you take that to USA, where we have a shit ton of Peruvian immigrants and kids too, would have been over. But
Raps.
raps. But yeah, I can't wait for that too. I can't wait to just
Mm.
keep on following us, man. I know Sam Carroza might be going to some games. I think Kieran too. Hopefully,
Hmm.
I get to a game if I'm lucky. If I once I get back on the 12th for no, once I get back the 16th, I know there'll be some USA games, so I'll be going to SoFi to probably be with the opening ultras and stuff like that. Like kind of like the Bosnian fans, you see them when they came in opening into Canada, which is I guess a perfect transition there. Like I mean, the atmosphere for that game was just amazing, man. But what about the game itself? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm a little more optimistic. I think about Canada going forward from that. I mean, obviously they were out. Well, they were without Davies. I think that was announced either a day or two beforehand. So you sort of knew going into it. And obviously, I was blank on the name. I wanted to mention it in like our sort of recap or like our prediction episode. They had a big injury to their defense. One of their center backs, I believe, it was going to be. I was announced. I think he got injured in one of their friendlies, and I think was one of their main starters, if not like their the best defender. So I was a little worried about them initially, and obviously they go down 1-0. They're even though they were sort of dominating, I think most of the game. I think if you're looking at it, if you're zooming out big picture wise, I think they just had a lot more chances, especially down that second half.
Yeah,
And the real question for them was they just weren't clinical. I think you're seeing
yeah,
Jonathan David get slandered quite a bit on social media. I think
he
Hater Central
did,
went
which I did feel
viral
bad
again a
for.
little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah, he was just it was bad. I think you did just see the difference. I think they talked a lot about the substitutions Canada made, and that's good on Jesse March for doing that. I think he got all the substitutions right. It looked like anytime he brought someone in, they made an impact, whether it would be just their physicality, whether it be the tackles they'd be making, or someone like Laren. And you saw the goal, just amazing.
beautiful.
Just to slot that in sort of the far corner, get that by the keeper. My dad mentioned he was watching that game with me. It looked like there might have been a deflection maybe off of that as well, sort of why it got past the keeper. But either way, just to be able to bring that ball down, get around the defender, and fire that into sort of one of the corners, amazing nonetheless. I think Bosnia's going to be tough. I think we talked a lot about it in our group chat. Like they're going to be a tough third place team. I think I'm optimistic, not only because they're going to be able to keep games tight. Like you saw how good they defensively they were. I need to pull up
And
I want to
aerially
pull up the
too.
foot mob for it. One of their players, I want to make sure I get his name right. He had what, like an insane amount of aerial duels for Bosnia. It wasn't Katic. I mean, we can talk about Kolasinac and oh my god,
Yeah,
like
shout out
I
to
was looking
Sam.
at it.
I know. I think it was Katic, right? Correct. I'm looking
Yeah,
right here.
yes, I think so.
Clearances.
Yes,
Let's see. I want to look at the defensive stat. Defense. He had 26 defensive contributions. Headed clearance. He had 10 headed clearance. Jesus Christ. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I mean,
that's wild.
Muramovic had, 21 clearances, 8 headed clearances as well. Like, I mean, defensively, like, I mean, besides sort of the mistake that led to Canada's obviously goal without being able to clear, like they looked unstoppable. I mean, is that the best goal line clearance you've ever seen to prevent Canada?
That was amazing.
That's just like that was amazing. I
I was
jumped out
on
of my
the
seat
road while I
watching
was
that.
watching that game. Look, I'm gonna try my best as much as I can, discounting Mondays or Tuesdays because that's when I work late from like 3 to like 11 p.m. West Coast time. So I'll probably miss like probably 2 games from that aspect unless I have a break in between or just get the phone and I'm just like watching it on Peacock. Shout out to Peacock. Good price to watch those games on Telemundo for a good price, man. Shout out to
And
Peacock.
they don't take commercials.
And they don't take commercials too. So shout out to them. Fuck Fox Sports. Um but no, I watched a bit of the game here and there, and yeah, I thought the one thing I said, I thought it was gonna be a draw. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back too. I think I've been perfect in terms of like my fantasy team, and predictions for results. I did say
Yeah, talk about
USA
that
three
fantasy
one.
team.
Yeah, so I did say Mexico was gonna win like 3-0. I think they should have won 3-0 if they were more clinical, but they got it. I didn't. I said that defense was going to be spectacular. I predicted the Canada result. I said 1-1 in the group chat, if I'm not mistaken. Canada 1-1 or 2-2. And then I did predict the USA 3-1 win, and then I put in the right players. I mean, Balogun got a double. Quinones scored the opening goal. So
You
it
did
was a
call
tough
Quinones.
matchup. It was a
Good
tough
call.
matchup for what's it called for Canada, just because of the defensive thing. I mean, we saw Bosnia knock out the Italian team. Their defense, Jekyll, still in there as well with the veteranship. But No, I mean it's like you said, man. I think this is gonna be a tough third place team. They've done not the impossible, I would say, but they've done the miracles of knocking out big nations, and you got that against Canada, man. So we'll see for Bosnia. Anything else you want to add on for the Canada as we end off today's little quick episode and recap?
I mean, I'll just be interested to see sort of their. I think maybe you'll just keep an eye out to see what changes maybe they make in that next game. I don't think David's going to lose the starting spot just off of that, but I think the leash has gotten at least a little bit shorter, especially with how Laren looked coming in after that. I just jokingly think like all that. What happened to all that Fabrizio PR you saw for David just to be delivering that performance? I mean, a little bit of a question mark. No, I mean, I just had like to say I had a lot of fun. I'm very excited to get into today's games. We got 3 games today. I'm excited that more are ramping up. Fantasy will be ramping up. I mean, I guess if we want to talk about that very briefly, that'll be fun between sort of the out on loan people we'll be having building our World Cup fantasy team. I think a lot of us had seemed to have Pulisic in the lineup last night, so we had a nice 5 points for that. Thank you for the assist on that second goal. But yeah, no, I just had a lot of fun with this sort of opening first 2 days and excited.
Yeah, me too. It's been exciting. I've loved the energy so far, and this is what World Cup is all about. This is why I love this sport. I mean, just to be with the fans, and I can't wait for tomorrow to be with those Ecuadorians tomorrow. If we do get to watch party, because NYC is big with the Ecuadorian population, so I can't wait to film content with the Madrid podcast, and then go out real quick outside in Manhattan, just be with the Ecuadorians and just celebrate with them and take content and pictures. And this is what the energy is all about. I mean, I felt the energy, and I'm excited. I'm happy that it's in 3 different countries because Mexico is living the passion, the love, and the hospitality for some of their fans, as you saw with the South Koreans, and I can't wait to see them with potential with the Czechs as well. Obviously, America it's just big and diverse and just massive, where everything's possible to see with who's out there. And then obviously Canada as well is just right under there too, with like some of the big populations on there with the French, with the Bosnians, who are right under in Buffalo and all these type of things. So it's been an amazing first 4 games. I know I said 3 with the opening games for Canada, USA, and Mexico, but then you also throw in a little bit of the spice with South Korea and Czech with their amazing game, and that's probably been the game of the tournament just so far. So I can't wait for the day 2, man. I think 4 for 4 for games watched, at least some type of the game. So I'm trying to watch every
Want to give
game
your
as possible.
predictions?
What you say?
Predictions ahead of today. You can get them in before the game
Yeah,
start.
yeah, I'll try to do that real quick. So predictions for Brazil versus Morocco. I think Brazil are going to show out. I really like your predictions for Brazil can go far, so we'll get that real for you today before the game.
Thank you.
I'm really confident for Brazil now when looking back to your reel about how good they've looked. I really underlooked their defense, really mainly between the 2 center backs, which will be Gabriel and Marquinhos. So, I'm excited for them, and I think they're gonna be really solid at the back. I know they lost a few of their players, but I think those 2 alone can just stamp up in defense in these, like, kind of tournaments. Midfield is a question mark that I've always been very critical of, only because it's on the older side and don't really have those big name superstars besides a Casemiro. But I feel like this is the tournament where, like, I think first half is gonna be rough for them because I think they're gonna figure out who's gonna be starting for the attack. I'm excited for Vinny to hopefully unlock something special today. So I maybe see a Vinny goal to open up. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 3-1 Brazil. I'm calling it 3-1 Brazil.
Ooh,
I think Morocco's gonna get a goal here and there. It's gonna be a tough game. I think Morocco are gonna score first, but I think Brazil are gonna come in and just like stamp their authority in the second half with the substitutes that are gonna come in. Because I feel like Igor Thiago is gonna get the starting lineup. I know they're probably gonna start off with Vini, Rafinha, Luis Enrique, and I think Cunha up top. But I think they're gonna figure things out where like Cunha might be dropped to the 10. Luis Enrique is gonna start in there, but then Igor Thiago and then like Endrick might come in to like give us like the third goal in there as well. Big Brazilian fans here too, so big Brazilian community down here in White Plains, New York too. So can't wait to see some of the fan bases go crazy. We're gonna have a little bit of a grill today too, a little bit of a barbecue today too. So we're gonna have
fun.
some fun with that. Um, can't wait for the game. We're all excited and a little bit nervous too because it is Morocco. So we'll have to see with that. But I think Brazil 3-1. What about you, man?
I go a little closer. I don't know if it could be 3-2. I go 2-2. I think Morocco's
You
going to be
too?
able to bring it. I think it'll be just a nice little bit back and forth.
Yeah.
I have faith in this Morocco side. I think they're going to be maybe the strongest, if not the strongest, coming out of sort of the African nations sort of in this tournament. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be a nice close game, and I think Brazil will be able to respond to their final games. I'll go. briefly 3-0 Switzerland over Qatar, and
Oh yeah,
then
those games too.
3-1 Scotland over Haiti, and then I don't know, Turkey, Australia.
I forgot Scotland are playing today as well. Who's play? That's Switzerland and Qatar first at 3,
Yes.
and then
Then Brazil, Morocco, and then I think it's Scotland, Haiti at like 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, and then the midnight.
midnight. Oh, okay, got you. Okay, makes sense.
And then midnight is, I mean,
I forgot
midnight's Turkey,
Scotland plays. Shout
Australia.
out to my Scotland fan. Have you seen the Scotland fans in Boston? Oh
Yes.
my
Oh my
god,
God,
are
they've
they
been.
fucking
I don't think there's a
hilarious.
better combination was to stick Scotland fans than in Boston. It's been
Um,
perfect.
I wish the Irish were here, man. I really do, man. I would
Oh
have
my
loved
God.
to see. Oh god, to see the Irish fans in some of these pubs, bro. To see
Hmm.
Kieran out there as well. We should have
Yes.
had. We should have had instead of Paraguay. It should have been Peru versus USA to open up their game. I would have been fucking ballistic. And then
Even
we should
them in
have
like an
Ireland
Ireland
there.
group, in like in a Canada
And then the
group. And
Italians too. Like, no offense to the other teams, but like, man, imagine you had the Italians in America. Oh my god, Jersey would have been packed. Oh my god, they missed out. And as my mic falls down, they definitely missed out with that. But it is what it is, man. What can you do? But
Mhm.
I think that's all I got. I'll make my prediction too. So Brazil, 3-1 today win. I think 3-0 Switzerland. I don't think Qatar got it. I like your prediction for that. I'm gonna say 2-0 Scotland over Haiti. Yeah, 2-0. And then who's the third one? Turkey versus Australia tonight too.
Yeah,
Or is it New Zealand or Australia? Correct.
Australia because it's our group.
Australia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's go 2-0 Turkey as well. I'm gonna go 2-0.
I'll go
Actually,
two. I'll go
2-1.
3-1 Turkey there.
2-1. 2-1 Turkey. 2-1 Turkey. 2-1 Turkey for that one. But that's all I got, man. Enjoy
Nice.
the rest of the games tonight.
You as well.
Go Knicks. Hope Knicks win tonight. Praying for
Mhm.
them for the championship, but pray for NYPD as always, and go Brazil. And next time we see you, probably Wednesday. Give a little recap of that. I think that will be when match day 1 officially ends, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do like a little 30-minute recap on there as well, with more content and stuff. So I can't wait to see that. But um, hope you have the rest of your day, man, and we'll
You as well.
see
Good luck
you
at fantasy.
in. Oh yeah, good luck with fantasy too. Anyone playing fantasy, good luck with that. But I'll see you in the next one, man. Good luck. Okay, go USA as well.